All right, moving on. I have a question that says, how would you explain to someone that the downgrade of society and culture is because of turning away from God, when their response is that not everyone has gone off the deep end like you see on the news, and there are still normal people who live a good moral life, but without religion? So how would you explain to somebody who's maybe a non-Christian that the spiritual implications of where we're going to somebody that doesn't see that?
Well, probably the reason that they don't see it is because they haven't experienced America over the last 55 years. That's why they're not seeing it.
Yeah.
They think that what we have now is something that's comparable to what we had 50 years ago, and it's not. It's not even close. And so that's a lack of experience. That's the idea of that's a situation where somebody is. You guys heard of the illustration? You put a frog into a pot of cold water and then turn up the heat. The frog's not going to jump out. It'll sit there and boil to death. And that's a situation with a person who's was born in the pot, and they're not seeing the distinctions. This world is absolutely different than it was when I was in grade school. There is no comparison with what we've got now to what I knew when I was a kid. No comparison, and the whole situation's accelerating. And so I have no doubt that there's some nice people around. I have no doubt at all. But the amount of crazy people has been accelerating over the years. And there's no doubt that we're in a situation where we're having a problem. A person like that doesn't know anything about the politics of the United States. There was a guy named Hubert Humphrey who was a Democratic politician in the late 60s. Ran against Richard Nixon in the first time that Nixon was going up for president, and Hubert Humphrey had a pro-family agenda. And if Hubert Humphrey was around today, he would be marched out of the Democratic Party. All you got to do is go back and read these guys' positions. Political positions, and you are not dealing with the same type of politics that we have today. You are not dealing with the same thing. When I was a kid in school, God was talked about all the time, and you don't have a situation that's like that today. And I grew up in public schools, and so. That's a person who doesn't understand that. The Bible talks about when a ruler is righteous, the people rejoice, and it's we're not having those situations right now. So I just absolutely disagree with that.